Hello to anyone that is watching this. Welcome back finally to Hello everyone to KamenRider BlackMan. Now that the channel is back on the air after its short week hiatus due to me losing my voice. And my apologies. And now today I have a new video for you. But before I get to that, I just wanted to address something now of the new posting schedule. So, the KamenRider ZO reviews will now be out either Mondays or Tuesdays at 2 o'clock. And the whatever video I have in mind, that will come out on Saturdays at 12. And unfortunately, I decided to cut back and post 2 videos a week due to me being so busy with work and school and whatnot. So my apologies there. I will miss having to post 3 videos a week, but with such a little time I have to make with what I can do. But so just to do a recap, this week on I'll be posting 2 videos a week. And the KamenRider ZO reviews will be on Tuesdays at 2, Mondays or Tuesdays at 2, depending on when I get done. And with whatever video I have in mind will be out on Saturdays at 12. Now the schedule's out of the way, today we will be doing the top 10 worst Power Rangers villains. Because you know what? I feel like I've been doing a little light lately for when I post videos of whichever reviews, top 10 list, mainly of good stuff, but let's start off with something a bit harsh. Because it's October, we need to do some harping. And trust me, Power Rangers has been on for like 25 years. I can find some bad ones in mind. So prepare yourself for pain in the worst recognizable way as possible. So, and before going any further, as usual, we have dishonorable mentions, but only one, Dayu from Samurai, because what the hell does she honestly do as a villain? I am not kidding. I can't think of one evil thing she has done except for realize Decker is still alive, try to bring Decker back to her because they used to be married, and instead of doing some convoluted plan and whatnot, trying to make him remember, why not just tell him? And then she gets absorbed by Xandra at the end. Number 10. Ripcon from Ninja Steel. All signs of an archetype. Stupid and strong. That's the archetype. The dumb jock archetype that's either on the protagonist or the antagonist. And Ripcon is that. All he did was have some sort of feud with the Red Ranger, but it really had no impact. Which is strange because, to me, the first episode of Ninja Steel is actually pretty dang good. When Ripcon actually says something about Brody's father, you can see the tension in his eyes, like, you just said something that, no. And you really see some tension between those two. And then the next time they fight, it's just, hey, you suck, let's fight now. Ugh. I write a script for myself for when I do reviews. When it's the top 10 list, I'm just really saying what's on my mind. And I do not know. Whatever. Anywho. But yeah, Ripcon was just bad. And he was literally no different than his counterpart, Gabi Rizzo, in Ninja. Because he was just Aka Ninja, but a bad guy. Yeah, but Ripcon is just stupid. Also, the fights that he has with Brody feel so lackluster because you see no defeat. Even when Ripcon was defeated in the last episode, in his last appearance, by the way, which is like 13 episodes, sad, first of all, but I felt nothing. I didn't feel any tension within the fight. I didn't feel a thing. It was just this expression on my face the whole time. Anywho, number 9, in terms of villains, this one was competent and could be up on the food chain, and that is Madame Odious. Last year, Ninja Steel, she was so competent, so clever. Out of everyone in Galvanax's bunch, she seemed like she could be a good villain in this show. But then season 2 came, and she became an idiot. Not an idiot like Galvanax, but just a straight up, a watered down Lord Zed idiot. She turns out she's still alive in the beginning of Super Ninja Steel, and now wants to claim the Power Stars for herself. Why? Why do you want to claim the Power Stars for? What reason? What are your motives, Madame Odious? You're competent. You're a genius. You actually have some evil magic space skill. You actually have some skills which would be interesting for you as a villain. But then you became the main villain, and you just got... points just went down. You guys feeling the suffering yet? It's here. It is all here. Number 8, Elgar from Turbo. Why you came from Turbo to in space, I have no fucking clue. Why were you in this show overall? Stock footage. Car Ranger. Where his counterpart was a more interesting villain because the Bozoks were simpletons. In this, the villains are just... Okay, here are the villains for... These are the villains. Statuses for the villains in Turbo. Leader. Stupid. First General. Seem actually competent. Scientist General. Bit dorky, but we're used to that by now. Then there's Elgar. That's just... Get away from me. Get away from me. Like, your chin's too long, and so is your head. Get away from me. Don't wear a hoodie, just get away from me. Just, no. The Elgar, though, he is annoying, incompetent, stupid. He gets important missions and fucks them up. Why? And he takes lead in the destruction of the power chamber. Thinking about Elgar makes me miss the Machine Empire from Zeo. Because at least they were competent and interesting. And about as competent and interesting, unlike number 7, which is Snide. The Dr. Heckle and Hyde relationship between Heckle and Snide. Heckle was a much better villain. He was smart. He was more strategic. He was more sneaky and clever as to getting actually close to the Rangers, to discovering their base and getting their energems. Snide is none of that. Snide is stupid. Snide is stupid. He's a Neanderthal. His plans for going to get the Energems is, hey, you're there. Kill. Get Energem. That was easy. When he should understand, or he doesn't understand how much of a Neanderthal plan it is, and how not easy it is to actually go and get an Energem. Heckle was being more clever about it. Snide was more charging barbaric. Snide was more barbaric about it. And seriously, honestly, I'm not kidding. When in the episode where the Rangers actually get the Titanozord, Singe just happens to know where it is, and Snide doesn't question at all on how he knows where it is when the message that the Rangers received from the Silver Ranger got destroyed. Snide doesn't question that at all, but Heckle does. You destroyed the message that would reveal the location of the Titanozord, but you destroyed it before we can actually know the location. How would you know? Snide didn't bother to think about that. It's like Snide is Heckle. It's as if Snide was Heckle with his brain turned off. Next. 10, 9, 8, 6. Number 6. Divatox. Why do you want to conquer the earth? You're a pirate. You don't care for conquest. You care about stealing. We don't see you steal anything at all. You're a pirate. You want to go and take treasures, not deal with a couple of teenagers. And all because of what? Because they killed your fiance? This is stupid and petty. Why Diva? And she's the one who actually destroys the power chamber. Why? You're not. Why do idiot villains get the better victories than the strategic, competent villains? Speaking of idiot villains, number 5, Lothar. Stupid. Incompetent. Until the end, where he shows that he actually is competent. How on earth is he actually funny? I want to understand right now, because I've seen Ninja Storm before. Lothar is apparently fun. How is Lothar funny? I would like to know, how is Lothar funny? And yes, I do get it. He does play the long con. Okay, but here's the thing about playing the long con. When a villain plays the long con, it has to be set in... It has to be... The key thing about playing the long con is it all has to be set and done straight to the beginning. How Lothar plays the long con is he took half of an ancient scroll to say that was foreshadowing the events that were going to happen. And that's the first thing there. That's the first thing there. Foreshadowing. Okay? How the long con is actually set up is that you set up your own plan. You set up the obstacles for it. You see them happen one by one. once everything's done and set in place, the bigger action happens there. Like, that's how the long con works. That's the good way of how the long con works. To take example, Professor BS from BlackMan, he played the long con. It was a matter of persona and whatnot. Like, yes, he was threatening, but he had this going on for years. He was playing the long con in BlackMan for like years and years and years, because it was a repeat type of, because it was all on repeat, just so he can do it again and again and again. And from all those times, he was successful. Another example, Long from Geki Ranger. He played the long con. He stayed low until he decided the time to get out and reveal himself to Rio and let Rio just do what he's going to do to get stronger there so that he could become the god of destruction. That's a good way of the long con. That's a good way of the long con. You set yourself up early on, see that develop more and more and more and more. Then when you decide it's time, not from foreshadowing, but from progression, that's time to step out, see it develop more and more and more to get there. Brazia, Gosager, same thing. Set up from the beginning, progression there, set up from here, progression there, and so on. That's the good example of the long con, because it's not a matter of foreshadowing. It's a matter of having yourself set up from the beginning, see the progression, work yourself within it, and go straight forward from there. This is all Lothor's brilliant plan that was going on, or it happens in the end. It was all foreshadowing. And that's just why. I don't know. I guess the silly behavior, I guess how Lothor is and whatnot was a farce. Just to see, I don't know, like, I guess the whole silly thing was just a farce for Lothor, so that his minions don't catch on to him or something. I don't know. But still, Lothor, joke. Not threatening. I don't even know how he became how he was all those years in space. Because from when we first see him, he was serious as all seven hells. Then he comes back and I was like, oh, hey everyone, I'm here to take over the Earth. Psst. Number 4. I'm going to take a nut. There's my Dr. Pepper. Because I'm going to get drunk on this for number 4. Master Xandred, who just sits on his ass the whole time, does nothing, and does nothing until the end. And even when he got up and did something the one time, he was probably in like some drunken rage, okay? Because that's all he does. He acts threatening, but he just sits on his ass, gets drunk, and does nothing the whole time. And it's just so unimpressive. Villains that do nothing the whole time until the very end are just so unimpressive. And it's a stereotype, it's an archetype that's just annoying. It's bad. No one honestly likes that. Yes, Commissary Dodoku, Xandred's counterpart, behavior-wise, he wasn't like Xandred. He was more angry, and he couldn't leave Sansu River because of how much power he has. He'd dry out quickly, so it wasn't much of him getting drunk on his ass and just sitting there doing nothing. it was just sitting there going, fuck. Just fuck. That's how it was for Dodoku. But next, number 3, Prince Vicar. The torture is real. And that's why I'm doing this. Prince Vicar, incompetent, idiotic, moron, and a bitch. He is a punk ass bitch. That's about does it. For reasons as to why he's number 3. Because he's a punk ass bitch. Don't get me wrong, other villains from Super Mega Force are bad too. But he's just the worst from that show. And I don't care about any other villains. I don't care about Damaris. I don't care about Levira. I'm surprised I remembered the villains' names. And I don't care about his dad that comes in late too. Really don't. That doesn't affect me in any form of way. Like, at all. But, number 3, Mordecon. If you don't remember Mordecon, he was the first main villain from Mystic Force that got destroyed in like 12 episodes. And he was the archetype of stupid, strong, and solve everything through strength. And I think Korra had kicked his ass a couple of times. I'm not sure, but I think I'd have to go back I would have to watch Mystic Force to see, because it's been a while. But he was just Mordecon. I don't remember a thing about Mordecon because he got destroyed so early on. Like, that's the worst type of... Oh my god. Do you know how bad of a villain you'd have to be to get defeated so early on? Like, the Rangers, they didn't have a new type of formation, no new power-up, no nothing. They just had their primary Megazord, and he was destroyed just like that. And it was just, bye-bye. Like, I don't know, there was like a few more main villains that were in Mystic Force as well, so Mordecon was just the first dud. But either way, but he lived throughout like 12 episodes, but that does not make him the worst. Trust me, he's not the worst. And number 1, Galvanax. Stupid, incompetent, wants to solve everything through strength. And another thing about Galvanax is that he reminds me of those guys from workout videos that are in great shape and whatnot. And then once you see them in like real life, they're weak as hell. That is Galvanax. Like, don't get me wrong, Kibani Gengetsu, he's no better, but Galvanax is a lot worse. The first opportunity he has to actually fight the Rangers and get the Power Stars back himself, Odious just convinces him, if you get your ass beat here on live television, no one's going to respect you. Despite the fact that you're the champion of Galaxy Warriors, why are you not in your prime? Why are you not... You don't even train. You don't even train. And you're going up against teenagers. Teenagers. Yes. Teenager, and good God, the powers, oh, good God, like, Galvanax is literally the worst villain, the worst Power Rangers villain ever on this list. And it shows. Like, I posted, if you follow me on Facebook and like one KamenRider fan group called Toku Infinity, I posted something not too long ago saying that Galvanax, well, it was a little while ago, but the point is, I made a post before saying that Galvanax was like the worst villain ever. No one complained. No one disagreed. No one said I was wrong, because it's true. Galvanax sucks. And so does everyone else on this list, but Galvanax especially sucks. And this video has been sponsored by Bay Leaves. And that has been my list for the top 10 worst villains in Power Rangers. And despite that, there are more on the way. Welcome to October. Let the horror begin. Bye, everyone.
You're out of practice. If they knock you down once, you'll look weak. Your fans despise weakness.
Enough! You, Red Ranger, you're the traitor I'm after. You stole, not these other pipsqueaks. When you're ready to fight mano a mano, then we'll settle this. But for now,